Hey guys, it's Pops Reviews, and I'm back with another TV Pro Wrestling 2 video here. So I thought I'd do another video just to kind of showcase a little more of the game because the last video I did, I mean, there's just so much information on the game that I was trying to condense into one video. And I thought I'd play a small little card, maybe 2 or 3 matches. We'll see how this video goes. For sure, I want to play a tag team match and just show off the game, show off more rules of the game, and some more of the charts if you want to probably use a chart the charts with the game, and see if also if they come up during the match. And yeah, so I'm gonna do that. And I just wanted to say one of comments made on one of the last videos. I did a match between Bruiser Costa and Bruno Sammartino. Bruiser ended up losing the match. He got disqualified, and Sammartino won. However, there is a rule that it takes 3 times for the guy to receive a disqualification, uh, kind of like a merit or whatever, the merit kind of thing. If he receives a disqualification 3 times, then he's disqualified in the match. And for tag teams, it's the same. If it's one individual person, it's 3. But if it's the team together as 5, then they would get disqualified. So that's one rule. And another rule, actually, too, is if a guy is being pinned, if you roll the extra dice, if it's a 6, then he's able to kick out or make it to the rope. So you're able to do that if it's a pin. But if it's a finisher, then that rule doesn't matter. Then you'd have to use a finisher counter. Okay, so I'll try and get these rules here, and I too am learning the game a bit as I go along. But again, it's not as complicated as you would think, right? So here we go. I just wanted to show off the chart a little better here. Now I laminated these sheets here, just so because I printed this, I believe, on 100 or 65 pound cardstock, and then it kind of was bending up a bit, the corners. So I laminated it to make it a nice smoother area here. Now, the chart here really is, this top part here is really just to denote what move you have. So if you forget, you could kind of like, okay, you did a 41. So that's what I think that's what I get from it, as well as the bottom is the same for if it's a submission, what the number is on the card that you roll for the wrestler for the submission. So it's not like, I don't believe it's cumulative or anything like that. I think it's just because it goes from 11, 16, and all of a sudden 21, right? So I think it's just denoting what the move is on the chart, so that I guess maybe you remember it. So, and then you also have an area for cuts. So there's cut points, and the referee could actually stop the match uh, with if you have too many cuts. So I would have to look in the rule book, but I think once you start getting to 3 cuts, you start losing endurance for sure. And then after, if you get to maybe 4 or 5, then the referee could possibly stop the match due to excessive bleeding. They also have here's the part for the disqualification. So if a wrestler receives 3 disqualification points, then he would be disqualified. And then here's the side for just to note that what your wrestler is, if he's getting a +1 or a +2 on the dice or whatever for control rolls, and then your endurance side. So it starts here at 8, and it goes down, and then it could go all the way to -19 on the other side. And remember, like I said, if your wrestler started off at 7 for his endurance, when you get to 0, you become tired. And then if he gets to -7, then he becomes exhausted. And then so things change, right? When you get to 0, then your pins and submissions automatically get an adjustment that's on the wrestler's card. And then after that, when you reach to a -5, then you get another adjustment, the same adjustment. It would be like times 2, and then you get to 10, it would be times 3, on the adjustment with your card. So just to give you a little heads up on those little rules there, in case I did miss out on those, so I just wanted to make sure those were up front. Okay, so let's play here. So we're gonna have the Road Warriors take on Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. So the Road Warriors are gonna be the face team. Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2 are going to be the heel team. Okay, so first thing is to, when you play, so you kind of check the card again. So Hawk has a +1 when he's in the ring. Animal has a +1 when he's in the ring, so that's their control. Hawk, he doesn't have a choice of what type of style he's going to be. He's just an all-around style. Animal also is a power style. Animal, his strength, he's able to pick up heavy wrestlers if they're heavy. Hawk, alternate, actually, what that means is that instead of strength, he when he fights a heavy wrestler, he'll find a way to get the move off just in an alternative way. Like he'll rake eyes instead of try and pick up the heavy wrestler if the guy was heavy. So that's what that means. Like he's not stumped, or he doesn't lose a point to the heavier wrestler. He finds an alternate way to hurt him. And then non, what that means is that if you have these guys as face wrestlers and then there's a heel move on the cards, he will be able to use the heel move. So he's not limited to like just the baby face moves. If it's a heel move, he's able to use that. So that's what the non means. And as far as these guys, Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2, so one, Mr. Wrestling is going to be a technical. Mr. Wrestling 2 is all around. They're even under control rules, so they don't have any pluses or minuses. They just take what's given by the dice on the control rolls. And then the mask is the same as a bald wrestler, so anything that has to do with hair, it would be nullified, and the other team would lose control. And so that's what happened for wrestling a masked wrestler or a bald wrestler. And is there anything else to note here? Yeah, again, so what I was saying, if when you reach to 0 endurance, because Mr. Wrestling has 7, so when he reaches 0, then you would add a +4 to his pin and submission ratings here. So the 11, it's 11-24, now it'd be 11-28. When he reaches a -5, then you would add another +4, so 28, 29, 30, 31, 30. So then that'll be 11-32 when he's at a -5 for both of them. And then, when he gets to -10, then you'd add another +4 to that. So now it becomes 11-36. So you kind of get it. The more it goes down by 5s, and you keep adding the +4s until, the max could be like, I think it's 11-65. And if you do roll a 66, if he's able to roll a 66, that's just an automatic kick out. That's an automatic kick out. Okay, so that's for those guys there. I also have little health trackers here for each guy. So I'm going to put one for Mr. Wrestling -7, or not -7. He's a 7 endurance. Mr. Wrestling 2 is an 8 endurance. So I have those here to denote their health. Okay, and then because I they don't have enough trackers on the actual chart to put for both wrestlers. And then the Road Warriors, Hawk is a 9, so I put the 9 here for Hawk. Animal is also a 9, so I have Animal here at a 9. So I put that there. Okay, and then I'll have a little marker here to show who's in the ring. So at first we'll have maybe say Mr. Wrestling 1, and he'll start off against Animal. So I'll put a thing there to show Animal and Mr. Wrestling are in the ring, and then when they tag, then I could switch it over to show that, okay, the other guy's in the ring, so I don't lose track of who's in the ring. And then I gotta put down their styles. So the all-round style is used by both Mr. Wrestling and Hawk, so I'll just put that in the middle there because they're both using that. The technical is used by Mr. Wrestling, so I'll put that card there beside him. And an Animal is power, so I'll put that beside him there. Okay, so now I think we are ready to go. I think I have everything. And just to make sure, again, how about this time we'll use Brian Hebner for the match here, okay? So Earl You know, we'll get to some of this here, like when they're outside the ring. Like I said, when they get to their third move, then you would roll the dice to see, if it's now one. Obviously, Earl is it's giving grace here that the first count is a one, but if it makes it to the fourth move, if Earl rolls a five and under on the two six-sided dice, if he rolls a five and under, then the wrestler who got damaged on the last move would get counted out. And then you'd have to make a separate roll for the other wrestler who did the move to see if he got back into the ring or not. Otherwise, they both would be counted out if he doesn't. So we'll get to that point if we ever do. I'll try to explain that there. But we'll use Brian Hebner, good referee that is sometimes easily distracted. So on disqualifications, he's minusing 3 to the babies. So that would be Hawk and Animal. He's a -3 to their distraction, to their DQ, sorry. And then for the heels, he's a -4. So when they ever have to make a DQ rating, we'd have to add subtract these numbers from their roll. Okay, so Brian Hebner, good referee that is sometimes easily distracted. So we'll have him there just in case he gets involved in the match. All right, so here we go. The Road Warriors and Mr. Wrestling 2 are in the ring, and here we go. We are set, and we'll see what happens here. Just to let you know too. So let's just say too, if we wanted to play that day, you've set up your league and they have heat. So let's say Hawk is a 7 for heat, and Mr. Wrestling 2 is a 3. So then that would be 10. So they would be a 10 heat together. You wouldn't combine all 4 wrestlers. You just combine let's say the 2 highest of the wrestlers. So then you look here at the heat level, and let's say, so I said the heat of this match is a 10. So that means it's a medium heat, total combined heat numbers of 8 through 14. So they would be a 10. So now you look at this chart here, and it's a medium. So 11 to 32, there's a pre-match event, and anything higher than a 33 and up, there's no match event. So let's roll the dice here and see what happens. Again, the blue will be the 10s, and the red is the singles. So we get a 43. So 43 on the medium is no event. Nothing would happen. Okay, so and then they have a separate thing for ally locator, and we're not bothering with that. We were just worried about the heat level, because if there was a pre-match event, we'd roll on this chart. There isn't, so we're not going to do any pre-match event. So here we go. Here's the start of the match. The Road Warriors, Animal starting off against Mr. Wrestling in the ring, and the red is Animal, and he gets a +1 anyway. So Animal is in control here as he's taking over on Mr. Wrestling, and he gets a 46. The white dice doesn't do anything. So we look on Animal, he's a power. So 46 again. Animal is a spine breaker on Mr. Wrestling. So spine breaker and a pin. So Mr. Wrestling goes down 1. So he goes down 1. Now he's a 6. This is the tightest one of my trackers here. So he's down to a 6. And it was a pin. So the pin is an 11 to 24. So the Mr. Wrestling 2 could also come in and interfere. He'd have to roll between 11 and 44 to make a pin. We also could roll this white dice to see, does he kick out automatically or make it, or put his foot on the rope. So we roll the right dice. A 5, it has to be a 6, so that's nothing. So now we can decide, does he try and kick out with his normal rating? So let's do that. And a 12, and he gets pinned. So Mr. Wrestling got pinned by that big powers on just right off the bat. 1, 2, 3, boom. Okay, so a match could end just that quickly. Let's just so we'll say the Road Warriors won, but let's just say let's say the other guy came in. All right, this match was real quick. So let's say Mr. Wrestling 2 tries to interfere before that roll happens. So Mr. Wrestling tries to interfere at 55. He had to get between 11 and 44. So nope, Hawk came in, interfered, so again, let's try to roll here. So now it's an 11 to 24 and a 41. So he was able to kick out. Okay, so you're just showing off here. If you're playing, obviously the Road Warriors would have won the match there, the dice were rolled. But I'm just kind of showing for demonstration purposes what your options are. Okay, so let's say he kicked out, and let's just say too, like they used up their tag. So Mr. Wrestling 2 tried to interfere and he couldn't. So he used that up. You can only use that once in the match. So you would kind of like maybe you'd write that down or note, put something behind or beside to say that they used up their tag. He used up his tag. He can't use that again. So now we go back to the dice roll here. So we go back to the dice roll. And again, the Road Warriors are the red. So we roll all 3 dice. Oh, we get a 6. So we'll just keep the dice here what they rolled. You could do that or roll the dice again if you want to. It's totally up to you. But we go to the high spot chart, 23. On the high spot chart, a 23 is finisher B. So finisher B for Hawk and Animal. So we look at finisher B. Oh, it's the Doomsday Device. So 6. So he took 6 damage. That's going to take him right down to 0. So he took 6 damage off the Doomsday Device. And then Doomsday Device, you add a +6 to his to Mr. Wrestling's pin, because this is a finisher, so it's an automatic pin. So we go to, do they have any finisher counters? They do. Mr. Wrestling actually does have a finisher counter. So he's not exhausted. If he was exhausted, then you couldn't use this. He's not savvy. He doesn't have any savvy points to kick out. So we could say he kicked out of the Doomsday Device. Okay, so he kicked out of the Doomsday Device. So now he doesn't have that anymore. That is gone. But he is at a 0. He is tired. Animal and Hawk just laid him out with the Doomsday Device. And so now we go back again. We roll the dice again. And we get 3 and a 3. And the Road Warriors get a +1. So that's a 4. So the Road Warriors are in control. We could say now Animal tags in Hawk. So now Hawk comes in because the Road Warriors had control. Now we roll for Hawk on his dice here. So we roll, another 6 and a 63. So that means we go to the high spot chart. And we would go to the high spot tired because Mr. Wrestling is at 0 endurance. So then we go to the high spot tired chart here. And we go to a 63, which is what I rolled. So a 63. Big Flurry auto control, next 4 moves. So that means that Animal, or Hawk, gets to roll 4 times. He gets to roll 4 times. Let's see what happens here. So that's a 16. We'll get to still roll the white dice. That's a 1. So he's not exhausted because then the 1 would have mattered. So we roll a 16 on all round. 16 is a fall away slam. So a fall away slam. And I'm just going to do this side here to show that he's taking the negatives here. So now this 1 on this side shows he's on the negatives here. So he takes a fall away slam. And now that's 1 out of 4. So Hawk rolls again. Roll the right dice. A 4, nothing. So now a 14 for Hawk is a full Nelson. He's got Mr. Wrestling in a full Nelson. So that's another point of damage. So now he's at -2. Okay, and now we roll for the third control. And we roll the right dice as well, 5. Sorry guys. So 5, and it was a 34. So 34, 5 does nothing. But a 34 is a knee lift. Knee lift by Hawk on Mr. Wrestling. He was in a whole heap of trouble here. He's taken a lot of punishment. Mr. Wrestling 2 hasn't even gotten into the match. And now the last control roll is a 25. The 4 does nothing. So 25 is a big suplex. So Mr. Wrestling is down to -4. All right. So now we roll back for control. The Road Warriors taking it to these guys, Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. So again, Hawk in control. He rolls. Gets a 42. A 42 for Hawk is a flying body press pin. So he hits him with a flying body press. So again, he goes down a point of damage. Now he's at -5. So now he's reached another limit here. So he's already at a +4. He's already at a +4. He's already tired 28, and now he reached another limit of 5. So now he's at 32. So Hawk just pinned him on 32. Now he only has the white dice now because it's a pin. It's not a finisher. He could try and use the white dice to see if he kicks out. He did not. He needed a 6. So now Hawk we need 11 to 32 to finish him. A 52. So he just kicked out again. Mr. Wrestling kicked out. And the match goes on. So now we roll for control. Road Warrior is still in control. I can make a tag back to Animal. Animal now comes in. We're rolling on his power card. It's a 24 and a 3. So 24 on Animal's card is a stalling suplex. Stalling suplex. So now Mr. Wrestling is down. Roll again for control. Mr. Wrestling, he finally gets control here. And so now Mr. Wrestling, because he has control, let's say he tags and Mr. Wrestling 2 has come in. So now Mr. Wrestling 2 comes in. And he rolls a 36. The 5 does nothing. Mr. Wrestling is an all-round wrestler. So 36 is a bulldog. Or, because this is a tag team match, if it was a single match, he would do a bulldog. But because it is a tag team, it's a double team move. So we go to the double team on Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. And we roll a single dice here. Here's our double team moves. So we roll a 5. A 5 is a head scissor takedown and flying elbow from Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. Look at that double teaming by Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. And that also does 4 points of damage to Animal. So now he's down to 5. Okay. Animal's down to 5. So beautiful wrestling there. Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2 doing a double team move, taking advantage. But the Road Warriors now get back control. Animal gets back in control here after taking that double team move. And a 45 for Animal on the power. 45 would be a back rake DQ. So you could do that, or a running clothesline baby. So they are the babies, so they could use the baby move, or they could use the back rake. But we'll just say he used the big running clothesline because he is a baby in this match. So that takes a point of damage off Mr. Wrestling. So now he's down to a 7. Roll the dice again. And now it's Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. Mr. Wrestling 2 in control over Animal. And a 23. So 23 is a flying shoulder block. He hit Animal with a big flying shoulder block. And Animal staggers back. I don't know if it was enough it wasn't enough to take him down. We roll control. Road Warriors now. Animal looking to get control here. And now Animal with a 42 on his card. 42 throws Mr. Wrestling. You can throw him either outside the ring, or a baby, you could do an elbow smash. He has either choice. We'll just do an elbow smash to keep Mr. Wrestling in the ring. So then that's another point of damage. Now he's down to 6. All right. Big elbow smash by Animal. But now Mr. Wrestling now looking to take control. And Mr. Wrestling, 31, is another double. They're going to do a double team move here. And the referee Hawk complaining about the double teaming here by Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. And a 4. Double hip toss as they take over Animal. And that does 3 points of damage to Animal. Now he's down to 1. Animal down to 1 after that double hip toss by Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. Alright. And now, it's Animal who gets control. Animal now with a 14. And that's a big power slam on Mr. Wrestling 2 as he caught him coming in and power slammed him. And the fans are going nuts here. Animal now in control. Now, this is a tie, but because Road Warriors, he gets a +1, Animal, so he's in control. He's going to tag in Hawk as Animal has taken a little bit of a pounding. So now we roll the dice, and it is a 62. 62 for Animal, or Hawk, sorry. And that's a leg scissors choke. Leg scissors choke on Mr. Wrestling 2. He's down to 4, and this is a DQ move. So then we look at Hawk's DQ, and then it's a 11-36. Now this is where Brian Hebner would come in. He minuses 3 from Hawks 11-36. Now it's 11-33. That DQ point would come in, and he rolls a 14. So actually, that's a DQ point for Hawk. So we just kind of note that Hawk has been warned. And we'll just put the counter here. You put it there. And I'll have to try and be careful not to knock the counter over there. So here we go. And now it is Hawk in control on Mr. Wrestling. And now it is a 62, and we go to the high spot chart because Mr. Wrestling 2 isn't tired. So we go to the high spot chart. A 62, is a 2-point move. 2-point move, and it's a double. So we go to because it's a tag team, we go to the double. And the Road Warriors double, so we roll a single-sided 6 here. We get a 2. We get a 2. Backbreaker by Animal, followed by a flying forearm from Hawk. That's a +4. +4 damage on Mr. Wrestling, so now he is tired. The Road Warriors do their own double team on Mr. Wrestling 2, so now he's down to a 0. So now he is tired. He is tired. And we go on here. So now that becomes a 6, even though now it's tied. But because Animal or Hawk had the control, it actually goes to the Road Warriors. It goes to Hawk. So now Hawk is in control. And now a 62 on the tired high spot chart. So we go to the chart. And a 62. A 62 is finisher B. So finisher B for the Road Warriors is a Doomsday Device. So that's a 6 damage. So now he'd be a -6. So he's a -6. And you add 6 to the pin roll. So he's a -6. So it's a 23. So now it becomes a 28. And then you're adding 6. So that's 34. So he's at 34 points of damage now. Let me just make sure that's right. 28 for the original being at 0. And then you add, then you add another 5. So 28, 29, 30, 1 through 33. And then a 6 for the Doomsday Device. So he's 39. So it's 11 to 39 for the cover. Mr. Wrestling, he didn't use his tag, so you could roll that if you wanted. And he rolls a 63. So his tag to come in was a 44. 11 to 44, so he cannot come in. So now we roll for the cover. And I can't remember what we said here. Let me add it up again. So 28, 29, 30, 31, 33. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So 11 to 39. Oh, and Mr. Wrestling is able to kick out. He just kicked out. And Animal and Hawk can't believe the punishment that Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2 could take here. So we go on. The match is going on here. They just took that big Doomsday device. And now Mr. Wrestling is coming back here, and he's going to look to tag. He's going to look to tag. Mr. Wrestling 2 tagging to Mr. Wrestling 1. And a 61 for Mr. Wrestling. And he's a technical. So 61 is a nerve hold. So he's got Hawk and a nerve hold. Hawk still very strong here. And he's down to 8. Roll again. It's a tie, but because Mr. Wrestling just had control, he runs a tiebreaker. A 31 for Mr. Wrestling. On his technical, 31 is a front face lock choke. So that does another point of damage to Hawk, so he's down to 7. And that's a DQ move for Mr. Wrestling, so we have to roll for his DQ. And for heels, it's a minus 4. So the DQ for him is a 41 minus 4. So 11 to 38. He rolls a 46, so doesn't receive a DQ point. So we continue to match. And they're tied, but the Road Warriors have a +1. So Hawk gets control. Hawk a 61. Hawk a 61 on the all-round chart. A belly-to-belly slam on Mr. Wrestling. Now he's down. He's up to a -7. And Mr. Wrestling getting control. Mr. Wrestling now with a 34. 34 for Mr. Wrestling. And that is a neck breaker. So Hawk takes a neck breaker from Mr. Wrestling. This is our opening match here. And the Road Warriors now. Hawk getting control now. Hawk now with a 31. 31 for Hawk is a double team. It could have been arm drag, but it's a double team. So we rolled a single-sided dice. Get a 1. And that is a spike pile driver on Mr. Wrestling. That's a +4. So now he's at 11, minus 11. He is taking some punishment here. A spike pile driver from the Road Warriors. And again, the Road Warriors have control. And a 64. 64 from the Road Warriors. A swinging neck breaker on Mr. Wrestling. He was taking all kinds of punishment here. All right, and now we go. We're rolling here. And the Road Warriors in control. Hawk now. And that is a 15 on the high spot tired chart. So a 15 on that as a finisher A. So finisher A on the hot spot tired chart is a Doomsday device. So that does another 7 points of damage. So now minus 19. Are you saying that? That's minus 19. Again, you'll be able to track this how you want on your, if you want to have it on your Excel or whatnot. Minus 19. And the Doomsday device. The Doomsday device is adding, and I believe it was 15, so it was finisher A. So finisher A, he's going to add +8 to his kick out, his pin. So Mr. Wrestling, just have to add it up here. So 5, 10, 15. So we're going to add 12 to his 24. So that's 36. 36 plus the Doomsday device, which was a 36, and that's adding a +8. So 44. So So 44 and under, he gets pinned here, and they have no saves whatsoever and all that. And a 25, and that is it. The Road Warriors have just defeated Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2 off the Doomsday device. Unbelievable. Hawk came in. Animal got him up on his shoulders. Hawk went up to the top rope in the big Doomsday device, and Mr. Wrestling goes down, and that is it. 1, 2, 3. Your winners of this contest, the Road Warriors. The Road Warriors, Animal Hawk defeating Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. Now again, the match would have went a lot shorter there. I was just kind of showing you again some of the mechanics of the match, some of the options you have during the match. One thing that is also another mechanic that you could use is they have a hot tag. So what that is that if you notice that one guy is getting beaten up for 5 turns, if he's able to make a tag after that to his partner could come in and do so many consecutive auto control rolls for a hot tag. And you only get that, I believe, only once per match that you're allowed that hot tag. So that's another added gameplay element that you could do. Yeah, so for 3 control checks, 3 control rolls for a hot tag. But again, the wrestler has to be on the outside waiting for 5 moves if his partner's getting beaten up for 5 moves. And then after that, if he's tired, if the wrestler is tired in the ring, after that, he's able to tag, and then his partner could come in and make 3 automatic control rolls against the other wrestler. So that's essentially the tag teams. I hope you get the gist here. Again, I wasn't trying to cheat the game earlier. I'm just trying to show you guys how the tag team runs and how, you can make whatever modifications of, trying to track the game and that. I just have these here. That's the best I could do on the tabletop. But again, you can make your own modifications, have things on a computer. But that's essentially how a tag team plays. I guess the only thing I would say weird about it is just their double team moves. When they have a double team move, it seems like the other partner should just automatically come in. You could play it like that if you want to house rule it like that. You could, because the book doesn't really say anything about that other than when you have control, like when a wrestler gets control, he's able to make a tag to his partner, and then that wrestler, when he comes in, makes the control roll for the move. So it doesn't say there's an automatic tag on double team moves or finishers or anything like that. But again, it'd be up to you if you want to be able to say that, for a double team Hawk tagged Animal. I might do that for my own games just to make it, more realistic, that they're not just coming in and doing their double teams and then, the legal guy just runs back out all the time. Like I might make it that they tagged and then they hit the double team move and then, the other guy's in. So I might probably play it like that, I would think, for tags. But so that's how a tag team plays out, and that's how the referee was. You saw his role that he was adding and subtracting for the disqualifications, Brian Hebner. So that was his role in the match. So so that's how a tag team match would go. I'm sure there's other maybe little things I might be missing, but essentially that's how you play it out there with the cards. So I'll try and fit in one more quick match here before I sign off here. Okay, so let's go to our main event. This is a rematch from last night here. Bruiser Costa versus Bruno Sammartino. Bruiser Costa, Sammartino wanted an automatic rematch after he was thumbed in the throat there, and the referee made a quick stoppage. One thing I do want to add before I play out this match here is that, you see that last match, the tag teams have their own, that the Road Warriors are combined, Hawk and Animal, Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2 are combined. You can have, 2 normal guys without the tag team cards. You could have Bruiser Costa, let's say, and Bruno Sammartino tag, and they would use this chart here for non-standard tag team double team moves, non-standard finishing moves, random finish C moves. So you could use this card to have 2 guys that don't usually tag. You could have them tag in this game. So it doesn't have to be a special card like the tag team Road Warriors and Mr. Wrestling. you could have two guys normal and just have them tag if you wanted to. So I just wanted to point that out. So yeah, so we're gonna have a rematch here again. Bruno is a +1. Bruiser is a -1 to the control roll. And we will just use referee Earl Hebner, the Dean of Wrestling Referees, so he doesn't make any fancy adjustments, just only on the countouts. Let's see who the real champion is here in this match. Bruiser Costa, the maker of this game, challenging Bruno Sammartino, the living legend. And here we go. I see Bruiser Costa with a heavily taped thumb here. Is he going to use that here in this match? Bruno wins the control because, again, he's a +1. So Bruno now in control is 61 for Bruno. 61 is a knee drive. Knee drive by Bruno Sammartino, lifting that knee into the midsection of Bruiser Costa. And now the living legend trying to get off to a good start here, but Bruiser Costa now looking to take control. Bruiser Costa with a 35 on the high spot chart. So 35 on the high spot chart is a 2-point move for Bruiser Costa. So we'll roll the dice here. A 35 again. And a 35 is a black on his 2-point signature move. Black is... Oh no, he just bites the opponent's forehead. He's just biting Sammartino's forehead. And Sammartino now feeling the effects of that bite there. You can see him rolling around, moving around the ring. Didn't like that. Getting bit by Bruiser Costa. And Bruiser Costa now in control. He's trying to teach a living lesson, a lesson here. And Bruiser Costa with a 35 is an elbow smash to the throat. Elbow smash to the throat of the living legend. Bruiser Costa now. He is in control here of the living legend Bruno Sammartino. And a 53 for Bruiser Costa is a clubbing forearm to the chest. Sammartino down to 6 endurance. He started off at 10. Costa at 7. But now it is the living legend in control now as he's had enough of that. And now 41 on the high spot chart. 41 is finisher C. Finisher C for Sammartino is an elbow drop, if you can see that. Elbow drop plus pin. Elbow drop plus pin, so +2. So Costa goes down to 5. And then Sammartino lays in an elbow drop and he's going for the cover. So now we look at Bruiser Costa. There's no savvy, so he cannot make an automatic kick out. And this is a pin, so that elbow drop is adding it's adding 5. So it's adding 5. He's not tired. So we add 5 to his pin. So now it's 36. So 11 to 36. Sammartino dropped a big elbow going for the cover. And he got him. Bruno Sammartino with a big elbow drop on Bruiser Costa. And Bruiser Costa takes a big elbow drop at Sammartino. Look at him. And the fans are going nuts here as he laid out Bruiser Costa after that big elbow smash. And he has finally avenged that thumb to the throat that he got last night. And let's go to the ring announcer. The winner of this contest, the living legend, Bruno Sammartino. Bruno Sammartino. He didn't like that disqualification win that he got last night and landed a big elbow drop on Bruiser Costa. Costa came out, he was biting, using illegal tactics, and he had that thumb taped heavily, looked like, and but Sammartino comes out the victor here. Alright, so there you have it. That's the game. We didn't get to roll on any extra charts or anything. You could, let's say, let's just say too that these guys had some heat. So let's say you wanted to roll on the post-match chart. So we'll go to that post-match chart, and they have this here at the bottom, a heat ally locator. So this here is for, if you have your federation and you set it up, and then you have you have 12 guys that have different heat, then you could roll, and then you could see which ally would come in to help out or whatever if you wanted to kind of randomize who came in. Let's just say we'll just roll the dice normally here just to see what would happen here if we did roll it. So a 12 on this is if this was a championship match. Sorry if there was a glare. So if this was a championship match, the commissioner orders the winner to immediately defend his title against heel or babyface, and that would be whoever you decide with the number as appropriate if you wanted to roll dice, or up to you, I guess, if you want to choose. So there you have it. So that would be something that you could drive your story with if you wanted with that. All right, guys. So that is Downey Games TV Pro Wrestling 2 presented in color. Again, guys, I love this game. It is a great game. And again, in the last video you saw me talking a lot about it. I hope in this one you got to see a little more how it plays out with a little more of the rules and the charts. If you wanted to roll for charts, where you roll for charts and that. But yeah, I really love this game, guys, and down the road I do intend to try and get all the different expansions and all that. I'm kind of just going to go slow and play it out, and I mean I have so many different games, so many different wrestling games, so many different board games and stuff like that. There's just not enough time in the day to play all these games, guys, but I really truly love this game. It is, like I said, it's right up there with all the other games. I see some of the other people that are making comments on the last video I did, like they actually do have this game and love this game. So I'm not quite sure why there wasn't any other videos out there kind of showcasing this game, just to show how wonderful it plays out and the things you're able to do with it. And apparently someone left a message too saying that the first game, I guess maybe this one says it's in color, so I assume the first game it's all probably black and white stuff. And apparently you roll a d20 for the moves. So apparently there's less moves. I guess it's in a tighter space. Like with these cards, like each wrestler has a card, right? Like we're saying here, a brawler, madman. So these cards are essential to play the game here, the styles, to roll, for the wrestler. And I guess that would be maybe the only downside, is that, Bruno was a brawler, but what did Bruno technically do? Did he? If you look on here, did he do a running bulldog? You know what I mean? Like, so some things might be, not, what the actual star did for his match, but the overall of the chart is the feel and flavor of how that wrestler probably kind of wrestled. So, I give it a pass. Even though. Because there are other games out there, you do like outlandish moves that are not even related to the wrestler. And then there's games that, that actually have all the wrestlers' moves listed, which is awesome too. But this game, it's still within the flavor of the type of wrestler. And you could look at, Bruno has brawler and power, so you could choose, decide which one would work better for him, which style you like better. And again, like for these charts, they are listed here on these charts. So in match event, that would take you, and then different if you had a manager or an ally at ringside and that, and then here's the options if you want to do. Like I said, for the Legion of Doom, for Hawk, he was a non, so he was able to choose between the first or the baby or the second one, so he had that option. So it's pretty good. There's a lot of different things, and then when to use your pin, when to use your savvy if you want to use it early, or you chance it. You might lose it if your guy gets exhausted and you don't have anything to use at all. So these are things that are little bits of I guess like strategy or things that you actually have to consider in the match, and not just necessarily rolling and just seeing what the outcome comes. Like you have to sometimes kind of make a choice on certain things here. So I cannot say enough good things about this game. I will try to do some more videos. And another thing they have cage matches too. So They do have a few specialty matches like cage matches and falls count. I think anywhere's match. They have that in here, and then they obviously have your tag team. I'm sure you could probably play like if you want to play a 6-man tag, 8-man tag. You probably could do that. Just kind of just off the rules. So you probably could do those matches. You just have to do a little more bookkeeping, with what's going on. So again, great game, guys. Excuse me. I posted the link in the last video for the Downey games. I'll try and maybe do that again. But yeah, great game. Check it out. It's excuse me. Sorry, just had a bit of coughing fits there. But yes, so yeah, I'll try and put the link again for the description if you're interested in getting this game. Yeah, many different expansions in that are out there for it. For a lot of the older wrestlers, and then not anything as of recent, but there's about like I guess 8 years back or something like that, like 2016, I think might be the latest year, the last year I think things were made for this game, possibly 2016, of the current wrestlers at that time. So you do have like the John Cena's and all that in here, Brock Lesnar. I guess I shouldn't talk about Brock, but like the different you have the different more modern day guys, just not what they are today, but in that time period. And then you could cross match guys and all that. So that all works out, I think. So, anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for hanging in there and watching these videos. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free. I'll try to answer as best as I can. I too am still learning this game, but I think each time I play it, the little tidbits of rules come in, and I'm understanding the game a lot better. So, and just to make sure too, that was a finisher by Bruno. So Bruiser Costa could not roll the white dice to kick out he could not roll a 6 because it was a finisher. If it was a regular pin, then he would have been able to try and roll the 6, but because it was a finisher, Bruno laid in that big elbow. He had no finisher counter. Match is done. So there you go. All right, guys. Have a good one. I'll try and make some more videos very soon, and hopefully see you in the next video. Take care, and God bless.